No,
I'm telling you, there's not that many. Your options are like Fernandinho, Firmino. Like there's not a lot of options. Way less than you think.
Because Brazil. Rubinho.
No.
He's a bit of
you can't look past Fernandinho. Look, I don't think you can. Because like you actually think about
the Premiership is not really made for Brazilians, is it?
no, but he like what he won how many league titles with us? 5? Did he? He won no.
Is
no.
it? Well, how many you got? 7 overall in the
He won
last 10
4.
years?
He won 4, I think. 4.
Gilberto Silva.
Better,
Coutinho.
better,
More
better.
impactful than Fernandinho, definitely.
What did he win though?
Nothing.
No, I swear he won a.
No, so that season we beat them in the Carabao Cup final.
No, did he not win an individual award?
Ah, come
Actually,
on,
Bro,
when's
you
the
were
last
saying
time?
who's the best player, and then you're naming
but like
club trophies over individual
he
awards.
captained us to 2.
But
of them.
I think you have to take club and country into consideration. As best
100%. But then to say that you don't take into consideration the individual awards.
But
Oh
did
yeah,
Surely
part of
that-
it's part
surely
of it.
that
no,
matters.
but did he
But
win?
it's
Did he
weighted
win?
though.
Did
I
he
think
win
that's
them?
weighted. I think it's like if
So if
club
you're
and
talking
country.
about the best player, you're saying club trophies overweigh individual awards.
Individual awards for me is a weird one because there's a lot of the time with individual awards you don't actually agree. Like there's very rarely a time where everyone agrees on the person who won the individual award. You know what I mean?
Henri's never won a Ballon d'Or, but Nedved has.
De Bruyne,
Yeah, but
De
he's
Bruyne is
also but Thierry Henry has also got arguably one of the best seasons ever in the Prem, 20 goals, 20 assists. So that stands more to show how impactful he was as a player.
I know, but 20 goals
Then
and
a
20
Premier
assists,
League.
that's still not a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but we could go on all day about players that should have won the Ballon d'Or that didn't.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to football, we have to look at it, what you've done with your team.
Yeah, I think national level is a bit.
Oh,
think-
national now is trash.
I think it's a bit.
I don't think
take
I don't think he
sometimes.
did win any individual awards to continue. No, like I'm looking at it now. No.
Because what actually did Coutinho do?
No, you can't look past his seasons that he had at
baller.
Liverpool.
How many
was
of those?
elite.
How many of those seasons were there?
Doesn't matter.
I'm
Is
just
it-
It was
the-
like he was on
but-
form for a solid 3 seasons.
He's not the best Brazilian to ever play in the Prem.
But to me, but like it's like
I
Coutinho.
think Fernandinho, like, without taking away from his talent, because he was super talented, look, I just think that's so flat.
You take away from his talent,
Who are we talking about?
Fernandinho. You take away from his talent, and then he's like he was an extremely talented player. He was a very good player, a great servant. He played till he was 37.
Great
He won. He captained us to 2 league titles. Captained us to our first Champions League final.
So do you think that makes him the best player?
No, but what you said,
Individually.
you just said disregard his ability because he was such a good player. Yeah.
No, I said I don't want to take away from his talent. Meaning, I don't want to say that he wasn't talented by saying he's not the best.
Yeah.
Because I do think he's a talented player, but I just think, like, I don't know, like, Fernandinho, that was a bit of a flash out.
I know it's a flash out because it's not the shout that people want to say because it's a CDM. But if you actually look at what he did and achieved, and
Then let me put this question then. How should we be judging players? Are we judging them with the stats or are we judging them
It's a
by,
mix.
For me, when we look at a
by
player,
them
I
on the
look
pitch?
at, like, I don't want to sound like a dickhead, but, like, when you watch a player,
Yeah.
how impactful he is, how much he draws the game for his club. Like, we could sit here all day and name players that have won loads of titles that nobody cares about or nobody knows anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sure in their community and then maybe depending on where they're from, they're big players. But on the world stage, they're not as big. Where, like, you've got certain players, like Gerrard for most of his career was dog because he never won the Prem. He's still regarded as one of the best players ever. And then people will be like, yeah, but he won the Champions League. But then in a different argument, they'd be like, yeah, but he never won the Prem. So it's like, it should show you that watching a player and seeing how impactful he is for his club should mean a lot more than what trophy he has in the cabinet, in my opinion.
No, yeah, 100%. But I think it all has to just weigh up together. Do you know what I mean? It's not. It's a mix of everything. It's a mix
Yes,
of,
of course.
It's a mix of what you want.
It's a mix for everything, but also then you could say it's a mix of good business decisions
Good business decisions.
In what sense?
in terms of who you negotiate with, whether you stay with a club, whether you leave a club, whether you go for the money, whether you stay for the
yeah,
money.
but like at the end of the day, we're looking at.
So if
the
we're
player.
talking about football, it should
But then,
obviously we take it into consideration, but the player playing the game of football
yeah,
should outweigh all of the trophy cabinets, I think, personally.
should outweigh. But then, okay, let's bring. We've talked about this before. Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Could we say arguably top 5 English players of all time?
You could argue that he's the best English striker ever.
I don't think there's any debate in what Harry Kane's done. To be honest,
So
to say he's one of the best English
if
players.
someone
of all
turned
time,
around and was like, he's not though, because he never won a Prem.
that's
Like, you're
irrelevant.
talking with a donut then.
Yeah.
There's no point in having that argument.
Yeah, because they wouldn't. I'm sure he would have won a Prem if they let him.
Then I
leave.
think the question is, what defines your legacy? Is your legacy just the games you've played and how you played those games, or is the legacy the impact?
I don't know. Do you know what
Yeah.
changed my opinion big time on this, yeah? Was when I listened to Thierry Henry, arguably he's
The best.
the best player of all time. In
Well,
the Prem.
oh yeah, yeah.
In the Prem. He's the best player. He's the best player in the Prem that we've seen, yeah?
Yeah.
He done an interview with Shearer, Gary Neville and Michael Richards, and he was saying that only after his career he realised how important it is to be impactful for a club rather than seeking trophies, because he was talking about his move to Barcelona, and he was saying like it was one of the worst decisions he ever done in his life, because if he stayed at Arsenal, regardless of whether he would have finished his career and the people would have been like, yeah, he never won this, that and all the rest of it though, he was like, I can see now as a fan of a club or a fan of a player, that's way more important to be impactful for your club regardless of winning trophies.
Yeah.
The longevity of your name, your legacy. Like, legacy is built on not only what silverware you lift. Do you get me? Because if that's the case, like, Calvin Phillips has legacy.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
I think it's,
He has
think,
trophies
yeah.
in the cabinet, but like,
I just think in general it's a combination of both. Like I think when you think of the best Prem players ever, like we all say Henry's the best Prem player ever because he won 2 league titles and he was the best. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like even Gerrard, he still had trophies to back it up. Do you know what I mean? Okay, there wasn't a Prem there, but there was trophies to back it up, and then what he did on the football pitch. Whereas like I don't know, I feel like sometimes someone like I don't know, like I feel like
What about somebody that doesn't have a trophy? Like,
I feel like sometimes, like, yeah, if players can just have trophies, but they don't have the other side of it, or the other way around.
but that's what
you can
I'm
just
saying.
have the.
like what about Gareth Barry?
Like, Gareth Barry was unbelievable. Like at the level he was at.
Yeah, and for his team.
You would never consider him to be one of the world's best footballers.
But
at the same time, you're talking about, like what you were saying, to be a servant of not necessarily just one club, but the league in general. He's one of the best in that sense.
yeah.
Like, we're not talking about the best footballer here. We're talking about a legacy of, like, if you talk to most people in around our age and you mention the name Gareth Barry, everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
Not my age.
Everyone knows who he is.
I don't even really know.
Like,
who
I
he is.
remember being knee high and just, it's Gareth Barry all day long. Not because he's unbelievable, but he's just always there. He's like a bad smell. He just doesn't leave.
Yeah.
You know that way?
I think, like, though, like, when you talk about in terms of the best, I feel like.
I don't think Gareth Barry's the best.
No, but I
I'll say
mean,
that.
like, you know the way you say trophies.
Yeah.
You have trophies and you can have stats, but sometimes it just doesn't work. You need this. It's that extra thing you need, like, because Ryan Giggs has the most assists ever in the Prem, and I'm pretty sure he's like 14 league titles or something.
Yeah.
But still, how many people will put him low down the pecking order and who they're picking as some of their best Prem players ever? Realistically,
But,
do you know what I mean?
Is that 'cause he's
realistically, not
Welsh?
to,
What?
Could that also be because he's Welsh?
No.
but not to. I don't want to seem like I'm nitpicking at you here or anything, but you have said like some City players before that you would put in the top 5 or whatever that I wouldn't consider in the top 5.
Yeah.
But you would say, yeah, but he's won us 4 league titles.
Yeah.
And I've heard plenty of United fans being like, Ryan Giggs is the best winger ever in the Prem because he's the top records of assists and he's got 13 league titles.
Yeah.
So I do feel like, and this happens us all, by the way, I do feel like being a fan takes away from like
100%.
your ability to be able to say, no, actually,
Yeah.
he wasn't.
No, well, it doesn't like
You know that way,
like in general, like last week. No, Ryan Giggs didn't come to arm lines when we were.
I wanted to pick him, but I had too many United players gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's never really. He's never really. It's maybe he could be. He's never really one of the first names that jumps out. There's always like someone else like Henry had less assists, and but he'd get ahead. He's less league. He'd still get ahead.
I think I'm agreeing with what you were saying.
Yeah.
Really,
No,
because like if we wanted to debate a Giggs or Hazard,
Yeah.
Giggs has more trophies in the cabinet. He's done more on the pitch, but we would all agree that Hazard was the better footballer.
Yeah, it's
Do you get me?
It's just
So-
it's just certain things that a player has in them. As well,
So
like,
I think like I don't want to be nitpicking here, but if you said like the most successful player ever, that's a very different question to saying the best.
But what qualifies the best?
The best is technical ability.
Yeah, but there's no like.
How
I
good you are on
don't
the
think
pitch.
when you're talking about the best, I don't think there's one. There's one thing you can say. It's just like it's hard to say what it is. But everyone in their head just knows. We all know for some reason. We all agree straight away. There's no question that Henry is the best player to ever play in the Prem.
Yeah.
There's not like, yeah, it's because of how he played the game, but like it's hard. It's almost hard to describe. You just know.
Yeah,
Do you know
but
what I
that's
mean?
100% I'm with you. But we would all agree that when you think of Henry,
Yeah.
for me anyway, I said name Henry, what's the first thing that pops into your head? It's not lifting him it's not him lifting a trophy.
It's just him fucking.
It's him being a baller,
Yeah.
swinging it, opening the body. Like, so that's what I think.
It's
When
like,
people say, "Oh, he's the best," but he lifted 13 league titles, or it's just like that's irrelevant to
yeah,
me.
I think
it's irrelevant.
I
to me.
think to be the best, you have to have something to back it up, though. Do you know what I mean? You can't be the best and have won nothing, because do you know what I mean?
But the best ends up being
I
on a
agree.
winning team.
I agree.
What?
I think the best ends up being on a winning team.
Yeah.
I would agree, but then also, like, the best doesn't always choose to be on the winning team.
No, like I know what you mean.
Oh,
But
I know. I get what you mean.
Do you get me? Like, there's
Yeah.
plenty. Like, say Harry Kane went to City
Yeah.
4 years ago. Right now, everybody would, without a doubt, be like, Harry Kane's the best English striker ever.
yeah,
So that's what I'm saying about a business decision. Is that warranted of, you could say it's good business decision or it's a bad business decision. But if we're talking about a decision for legacy, if he stayed at his club right now, like, he would have trophies outside the ground.
yeah, 100%. Like
Do you get me? Alan Shearer won a Prem trophy at Blackburn, but everybody remembers him for what he done at Newcastle.
yeah.
So it's like trophies. I don't want to say this because this is gonna sound like I'm dumb and I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's a lot easier to win a trophy in a team that's very good if you're not a mad impactful player versus having a legacy at a club level. Can you understand me? Like, if you have a huge legacy at club level, but say trophy never came your way, it's a lot harder to do that than it is
100%.
going to a club that's successful.
By the way, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Welcome back.
Just quickly, because
Yeah,
we just
yeah,
went on
welcome
a
back to the
tangent there about
podcast.
saying that.
But we're just spelling a lot of shit there. But
On the no, we'll come back to it.
no, what's the second best player ever?
I was just gonna say,
In the
yeah, like we all have agreement that who's the best, but who is actually the second best?
I think
it's not.
Like, as an Arsenal fan, I think there's an argument that could be made about Wayne Rooney. Because I remember growing up and I hated Wayne Rooney, one, because I was an Arsenal fan and he was a United player. So like, there's a benefit, but there's benefits to being a fan, but there's also the cons of being a fan. It's like, I hear this a lot from basketball perspective.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that hated Kobe Bryant and hated
Yeah,
Michael Jordan.
100%.
But now that they're out of the league, they can see that they were great
Yeah.
players and they've missed out on watching them in the league
Yeah.
as great players. And I feel like I kind of did that with Wayne Rooney.
Yeah.
That I didn't really actively watch his games because I was like,
Yeah, you disregard them because you don't.
Well,
like them.
it's you're constantly watching, hoping that he plays bad
yeah,
and cheering for the bad moments rather than being like, Jesus Christ, this fella's
It's
phenomenal.
like when you're watching fighting, for example. You know when you watch a fight and you want someone to win, and you just look at them the whole time.
And what they're doing,
you don't see the bad stuff because you're just focusing on what they're doing good every time. Even like when you're watching football, when you're watching your team, you're watching with goggles on. Because I only notice it when I watch a team, like if I watch a game back or something. If I'm watching a City game, all I'm looking at is that one half of the pitch. I don't even look at the other half of the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Like if they're on the ball, I'm watching what my players are doing off the ball. I'm not watching what my players are doing, like the other players are doing on the ball. So it's like you're just watching with tunnel vision. So it's hard. It's almost hard to when you've like have that love towards something.
I think that, like I was saying, like I think it's hard when you're a fan of football because, like, I can almost guarantee that if not, he's one of the few you're thinking of Aguero.
I wouldn't say Aguero's the second best, though. No.
But he's floating around conversation.
He's floating around the conversation.
Well, Henry's number one anyway. But you might think of someone like a fucking Bergkamp or something.
no.
Who would you think of? Who would you think of an Arsenal player? Who's the second best Arsenal player
of all time?
I don't even know.
I actually don't know.
Bergkamp's in the question, no?
I don't think he was the second best. I think he was very impactful.
What, Tony Adams?
No,
Give me someone here. Give me someone.
maybe Patrick Vieira. Maybe
Patrick Vieira. Patrick Vieira could be there.
Yeah.
So I could understand if you argue Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
I could understand if you argue Aguero
But
or
actually,
KDB.
that's what I was going to say. I put the Bruyne
or
ahead.
argue KDB. I'm sure you could understand if I argued Gerrard or fucking Suarez or something.
Yeah.
So that's why it's skewed a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
it's hard.
obviously, like when you face certain questions, you're like, yeah, actually, I suppose maybe they were better. You're talking.
Do you ever try to figure like? I always hear people talk about Paul Scholes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, are you like? Because I just really just disregarded Scholes growing up.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if this is real, that Zidane was like, Scholes was one of the hardest players I've ever played against. And I'm like, okay. But I know I can go on and watch Scholes highlights on YouTube if I wanted to. But like,
I think players like that though as well kind of almost get disregarded in the sense of like, you know, like a Pirlo or a Maldini or a Busquets or, you know, players like that just go, I'm just gonna do my job here.
Yeah.
Like you don't realise how impactful to the team that player is.
Yeah.
So then, like, it's all well and good us watching it, and at the end of the day, we're spectators. It's like gladiators fighting. You just want to see the quickest, the most skillful, the best goals, the strongest. But then at the same time, for those 11 players on the pitch, 10 players on the pitch, there's one of those players that they're all like, geez, thank fuck we have him.
Yeah.
And it might not even be the player you think. You know that way? So I think that's why, did you ever hear shouts like, I can't remember who it was Kulusevski or something, said that his favourite wingers of all time was four, the standard ones, and then Willian. As a fan, you're like, what is he talking about? But clearly he's watching something or seeing something that he respects from the player because he knows how difficult it is. He's, you know, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. But
So-
like, not every player can be flashy.
To the point.
Yeah.
Who would you say?
I think the second best is such. It's like a bottleneck. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Like it's easy to talk about the tip of the iceberg, but everything below
Like
there,
who's top three like in order?
I think KDB has to be in there.
I actually think he is as well. I don't know. I actually think he is as well.
I don't want to fall victim of disregarding.
Present being a
Yeah. Like there's a lot of people that could argue that there was other centre midfielders that
you know what
were on the same level.
I think with this question what you have to have in regards is that time has to be like it can't just be like a 2 to 3 season span.
No.
Minimum 5 years or something like
Yeah.
because like
Like,
Because Fernando Torres was balling for
But he was a splash in the pan.
Exactly.
Yeah, see,
I would put Suarez above
You get me? Like,
Fernando, but
I think it's one of those
for me,
midfielders.
yeah. Even though they're not my players, but the likes of Vieira, Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard would all sit a little bit higher on the list for me personally than KDB would right now. When KDB retires,
right now.
it is what it is. Yeah, for me personally, I think all those players for me sit ahead, just purely because I've seen them do it for their whole career until it stopped.
Yeah.
Until it stopped, where KDB has been doing it, but we don't know how his career is gonna finish. We don't know if he drops off like Casemiro yet. Has he been at the height of the game? Yeah, 100%. But it's harder for me to look at a player right now and be like, he's the top 3 players of all time.
Yeah, it's just, I think part of it, well, for me anyways, what I play on my mind is like, since he's joined City, he's consistently, year in, year out, been our best player, I think, anyways.
I can agree.
I can agree, he's done he's matched Henry's record for most assists in the season. He's now won 5 Premier Leagues. He's won the Champions League. He's won the do you know what I mean? There were so many things where I felt like people would put other players over De Bruyne because he won the Champions League, or he won this, he did this. When now you kind of look at it and it's like, what have they done?
Well, for
over? Do
like
you know what I mean?
For me personally,
I'm not saying that I think he's the second best, but I'm just saying if you're to argue.
When I'm talking about players, like I said earlier on, don't really look at trophies.
Yeah,
look at how impactful KDB is in the question, no doubt.
Yeah.
But like I could argue that everything you just said there, Lampard done for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Gerrard done for Liverpool.
100%.
Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I totally get why he's in the bracket, but it's like, it's hard to. He's obviously one of your best ever players.
I think
if not the best ever player.
I think he is our best ever player.
But
I don't think it's Aguero or David Silva.
It's like I think something weird happens in football when a player retires.
Yeah, I think
because it's like you almost go, oh shit, that capsule is sealed now in time forever. So I get to look back and I get to go. You look at it in a different way.
Yeah,
like, I hated Lampard when he played. As soon as he retired, I was like, shit, he was a phenomenal player.
Yeah. For football fans, I think one thing it is nostalgia. It lives in your brain. It lives in your brain as good as when you, like, at a certain time, you remember them being good. I think once you can remember someone, you don't, it's not current, it's not, they are, or they, do you know what I mean, they are at the moment. It's when you can remember them. It's like, but you remember what he used to do? Remember what? Because so now if you were to talk about, let's say, De Bruyne, you can think about his bad moments because they're recent. Like, you can think about him going off in 2 Champions League finals and in certain moments, him not being there. Whereas for all the players, look, it's like with anything in life. Like, once it's gone, you only think about the good thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's all that lives in your brain. So it's kind of.
Yeah,
I feel like I
think it's tough. It's a tough. I think picking the second is a lot harder than picking.
It's 100% hard.
Yeah,
and I think it all depends on, like, I'm sure if you got a big huge fella in here that used to play centre half, they might be looking at the likes of, they could have the same argument we're having over Virgil or over Rio Ferdinand. It's like, us as fans, we obviously want to see goals and we want to see ball playing, but then someone that's a fan of defending.
Speaking on Virgil though. How long did him at the height last?
I think he's back to it.
You think he's back to it now?
I actually do.
Yeah, I think he's so far anyway. He looks very, very, very good.
He just had 3 seasons. I think the only thing that's it's gonna weigh on him. he had 3 seasons off almost.
Yeah.
Like, obviously the ACL. The season back after the ACL, you were very good, but I still thought he was a bit. He was lackluster.
But it's like last season, an injury like that,
yeah.
It's tough to get back to not even just playing well, but feeling like you can trust your own body.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like though, like, I don't think it's not gonna alter my opinion on Van Dijk, but I think in terms of, like, his legacy, I think that is going to be something people look at, because it'll be like, what you have to actually look at the amount of seasons that he was at that height. Like, it was like, what. So his 4th season had the half of the 17-18. And it's 18, 19, 19, 20, injured 2021.
Yeah.
Not the best this season. Obviously, he was still very good when he's got to the Champions League final. And
Yeah.
the last day of the Premier, he was good, but you could tell he wasn't a shit. He was like a shell of himself. Last season, then again, he was even worse than the season before somehow, which I actually was surprised, because usually you think it's a progression. He goes back up, but he almost like he came back from the injury better than he was the season after. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
in my head, anyways, from last season on, I thought, okay, so this is just his downfall then, because he was so good straight away off coming back from the injury. But now again, he's come back this season with a bit of a chip on his shoulder, and he's looking like the cool. He hasn't dribbled past this year. Do you know what I mean? But I think if he can continue and have, let's say, 3 more years in the Prem at the level he's at now, I think you can't look past him as the best centre.
Yeah.
But at this moment in time, he's had 3 good seasons, but he's also had 3 bad seasons. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's all it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or not even, like, it's 2.5 really, isn't
No,
it?
it definitely, like, and this
Are
is
they bad seasons though?
No,
this
well,
is-
last season was a bad season. 100% last season was a bad season. I thought.
I
anyways.
think by standard as well. Like, this is
Yeah.
what people do. People
Okay.
look at the standard of a player, and if it's not near that, they go, "That's a bad season."
Yeah.
Where sometimes, like that, like, I'm not saying Jesus Christ, like, if he played for fucking Luton, he'd probably be Luton's player of the season.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? But we're talking about, like we were saying at the start when we done the very first episode or whatever, the levels to it. He wasn't at that level.
Yeah.
Like, and
Like Van Dijk came in-
every player is also going to have a thing that people will say is the reason why they're not the best, or the reason why they don't think they're the best. Going back to Gerrard, for me, he's my favourite player ever. People be like that, yeah, but he slipped. He never won the Prem. And it's like, I can understand those arguments. I get them. You know what I mean? Like people that say, Van Dijk only had 3 seasons. I get it. Hazard, maybe. Just people that say, yeah, he's one of the best, but he never done it for long. Or people are always going to have a reason why someone's not the best. Or someone could say about KDB, he's the best player, but doesn't show up in big games. It's like, people can have those arguments,
Yeah.
but it all depends on what you do, I think, outside of that, and how impactful you are when you are on the pitch, you know?
I think longevity is the outlier.
I think it has to be longevity.
Longevity is the outlier.
Yeah, longevity is a big one.
Consistency, it's like, if you look at a player who is consistent, or like Aguero, for example, no matter how many times you got injured, many games you missed, he was always able to bounce back and do the exact same.
Yeah.
Obviously, he then did slow down in his last
I think
his
his
last
body
2
just
seasons.
caught up with him.
Yeah,
I think his body caught up with him.
That's it. Like he had he just too many injuries. So I remember the exact moment where it was done. It was Villa in the Carabao Cup final. It was a horror of a tackle. Horror.
Yeah.
His knee was just fucked. And from then on, he just couldn't recover. We had all the COVID and back from COVID, and he just couldn't get back to himself.
What's he doing now? Is he racing or was that just?
Oh no, he just rocked up in the F1 suit.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a fucking legend.
But come here, getting into the weekend's events. Obviously, the biggest game probably City Liverpool.
It's a good game.
I thought it was okay. I thought there was better games the weekend.
It let us down. I think.
I think
let down the
I
fixture.
think that happens sometimes when you got 2 big teams like that. They almost cancel each other out.
I thought instead of bringing the best out of each other, we cancel each other out this time. Because usually what happens is you bring the best quality out of both teams, but this time it's just like we defended well, you defended well.
I think I called it though, didn't I?
What?
I think I called it, not the score per se.
I don't know, because I went back,
I said it's gonna be a draw and Arsenal gonna go up.
but I went to watch the podcast from last week to get
Yeah.
our predictions, and the predictions are cut out.
Are quite what?
They're cut out,
Ah.
so I couldn't get them. So that's 3 points.
Oh, they're quite out. Oh, for the
end.
City.
So you have a look at them and then you tally up, because you might have had a good week. I think you had a good week, bro.
Also, all of them is cut out, is it?
From the last episode, yeah, just at the end.
Oh shit.
What do you miss?
He knew he didn't have a good week. That's why he quit.
I think I got like 6
Just
points.
at the end, yeah. But no, obviously we had a huge argument in the car, which is going to happen between me and you. I'm a Liverpool fan, you're a City fan.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think there should be an argument over it. And I think a telltale sign is that Pep didn't argue over it. Now, Pep's not a moaner, I get it. But if it was that big of a deal, he would have mentioned it once. Not moaned about it, not written letters. He would have been like, look, it is what it is. It wasn't mentioned once over the disallowed goal. Reece thinks that apparently a player is allowed to have his arm on the keeper's hand. Or on the keeper's arm.
Do we actually need to get into it again?
Yeah, we do. This is content.
If you just, I beg everyone just watch the goal back in real time, because in real time.
But you're asking me to watch something I've watched just as much as you watched.
This fella was trying to tell me that you had both of his arms on him.
No. I admitted. Did I or not?
You did.
I did. I had a VAR angle. Yeah.
Literally,
I had it from one side.
Zoomed in on Posh and goes, look, he has both of his arms on him.
And then when I watched it, because I got excited and obviously screenshot, and then clicked into the photo to look and never watched the end of the video. But obviously, as I watched it, I realised it wasn't two hands. But regardless if it's 2-1, the rules of the game state that you're not allowed to impede the goalkeeper's hands or arms when he's catching the ball. That, look, you can hate on it if you want. Akanji's arm was on Alisson's arm. Whether it was light, whether it was soft, it is what it is. We've been moaning about refereeing forever since the league started. I think everyone in the room can agree that Akanji's hand was on Alisson's arm. No?
On his shoulder.
No?
I think it was on his arm, man.
Bro,
it was on
what is that my shoulder?
Yeah, it's on his shoulder. Yeah, but
is that my shoulder?
Oh, I actually don't even. Yeah, wasn't a goal. Because it's just.
What are you copping out? It's a podcast. This is stuff we have to talk about.
Basically, I think in general the rules against the goalkeepers are stupid. They're so fucking soft.
I agree with you. But are we talking about the rules? No, or are we talking about the goal being disallowed?
Wait. In terms of, okay, if it's by the law and that's what the law states, fair enough. But
there we go.
But in my opinion, that is so fucking. It's just like such a bitch. Like he literally, like Alisson, the ball is right in front of him. He had a blunder there, regardless. He has to catch the ball. Akanji didn't, in my personal opinion, did nowhere near enough to stop him from touching the ball. You can see it because his arm gets to where he wants to get it. He just doesn't reach it. You know what I mean? It's not like his arm can go higher. Akanji doesn't stop his arm from going as high as it can.
But his elbow isn't locked in.
What?
His elbow's not locked in. His arm's like this.
Look, bro. Look. In my opinion, I think.
But that's what we're here for. Yeah. We're here for each other's opinions.
I'm giving you my opinion.
Yeah, but you're getting vexed about it. Chill.
Bro,
the game's gone. It's alright.
I was literally happy to just say nothing.
But that's the problem. Why do you want to skip over it? It's a simple conversation. You're getting annoyed over it.
Because obviously, if it's against your team, you feel more passionate about it. Then do you know what I mean?
Of course, but why do you think you have the right to sit there and get vexed over it if your manager,
bro?
Didn't get vexed over it. He literally said it was a good battle. It is what it is. Just
let me. If I could just finish speaking. In my opinion, I think it's soft. I think Akanji doesn't do enough to stop Alisson from getting the ball. I think if Akanji's not there, I think Alisson doesn't get the ball anyways. But it went against us. It is what it is. Take the point. On to the next game.
I just think it's just soft.
It is soft. I agree. It's soft.
No, it's soft that you're talking about the rules of the game over the fact of what happened.
But bro, if you ask me just in general before that happened, do I agree with the rules on the goalkeeper? I would have told you no.
I understand that, right? I totally get where you're coming from, but we're not if we're talking about that goal being disallowed or not, for you to jump over saying yeah or no, and then go straight to yeah, but I don't agree with the rules. I get it. You don't agree with the rules. There's plenty of rules in football I don't agree with.
Yeah, but
refereeing should be. It hasn't been recently, but should be black and white.
Yeah.
These are the rules. This is what you are allowed to do. This is what you're not allowed to do.
Yeah.
In the rules of football, you're not allowed to impede a goalkeeper's arms from the ball.
Yeah.
His hand was on Alisson's arms. I agree that if he jumps and nudges him with his arm like this, it should be a goal. But as soon as that arm goes on Alisson's arm, it's.
I just think they need to look at and stop protecting keepers as much as they do. In general, I've seen plenty of times. I remember there was one where Bellingham against Ederson in the Champions League before should have been a goal, but it was disallowed for being soft. There's so many times, like I've seen it so many times where it's like, why? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is that a different rule for every other player on the pitch?
Look,
Do you know what I mean?
agree with
Like the Joe Linton one against Arsenal. How is that that not a foul, but Akanji's little touch is a foul just because it's a keeper? Do you know what I mean? Oh, but look, if it's the rules are the rules, you take it on the chin. I think it was a goal, but obviously I don't make the rules, so do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like we were just saying, by the rules of the game, it's not a goal. You obviously think it's a goal because it's your team, and you think it's soft. Like plenty of other fans, think that thing shouldn't have happened because it's their team and they think it's soft.
Yeah,
but I think, like we were saying at the start here, because we all support teams, it warps our view a little bit.
100%. Like, yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know if I can literally say here myself, if
you were a pundit on TV, you would not be able to sit there and go, that's not a goal.
Yeah, I would sit there and say it was soft. You hear him
But
say,
that's why you're allowed to say it's soft. But you can't just sit there and be like, that's wrong, that's not the rules of the game, because you wouldn't have a job.
No,
for
but
very
I don't
long.
think I know it's the rules. I never said it wasn't
That's
the
what I'm
rules of the
saying.
game.
So I'm just saying, from a fan's point of view, maybe it's a bit warped. I get you're emotional over it. I get you're passionate over it. But if you're talking about the black and white side of it, which is what we're trying to do here with football, we're trying to talk about the black and white side of it. Also be a fan here and there. There's like, I get it. I agree, bro.
Yeah, but
I think the rules are soft. I said it 2 weeks ago and was like, I want the game to be a little bit more rough. I agree with you.
Like,
I agree with you. And we've talked every week on how inconsistent the referee has been.
No, look, 100%. I know for a fact. If I was on the other side of it, I'd be sitting there and I'd say with a straight face, mad, arrogant, go, it shouldn't have been a goal. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, I can't let that bit in me just slide. It's hard.
And you needn't think I'm sitting here being like, I'm celebrating a draw, because you heard me after the game. I was like, I think we could have tipped on there. So like, as a fan, I wasn't celebrating a draw. I'm not being like, yes, that goal was this loud, I'm so fucking happy. Like, that for me it's poor. I don't think it should have happened in the first place.
Yeah. But like, from my perspective, it's like, that goal stand, the game's put to bed at that stage. Because you could tell by the way the game was going. If that second,
I don't agree.
That's just that's my opinion.
But that's it. Like, we're both fans, so we're gonna disagree on stuff.
I think if we get that, if we go 2-0 up at the time it was, I think it's a completely different game than what it ended up being. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
no.
at 2-0
I
up,
understand where you're coming from.
like that's one of them games. You go 2-0 up. It was close. It was cagey. There wasn't much in it. You go 2-0 up. We're probably gonna end up winning the game. Do you know what I mean? I know it's hard to say, but that's how. If that was yours, for example, you'd feel the same.
I felt the same when it happened to us against Spurs.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
And I said it, and everyone was like, "Yeah, but when you can't say that because when a goal goes in, it changes the whole impact of the game." And like, yeah, I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I understand where you come from. It might have put the game to bed.
Yeah,
it might have also woke us up, but we can't talk about that because it didn't happen. Yeah.
But it was a bit of a letdown of a game.
But let's speak on things that did happen. What's on your list there, man?
I thought the whole Trent hype was a bit much.
By the way, what was Gary Neville's been like? He's not just any old right back. He's the right back.
Like, I think there's so many better games you could have went off Trent and said that I'll give him all the plaudits and all this, but like, he got dribbled past 7 times. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Doku had a good game.
Yeah,
Doku completed the most dribbles.
Trent get man of the match?
Trent got man of the match
over Doku, right?
Yeah. But now this is that guy. That type of man of the match is a warped one, because them man of the matches that are given on Sky Sports is given by Gary Neville. That's what it is. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's who the commentator will ask Gary, who's your man of the match, and that's how it's given. Like, you know
they just picked the most impactful player in the sense of he had a glimpse that changed the game. Like, you're saying, I think Garnacho got man of the match for that goal.
Yeah, absolute madness.
Like, come here, we can all agree that.
Did Garnacho get man of the match? Wasn't
that? No, yeah, he did. No, he did.
Yeah. Wasn't that Kobe?
No. That's what I'm saying. Kobe Manu was United's best player on the pitch.
Standard Rico Lewis performance.
What'd you say?
Standard Rico Lewis performance. What? No, I'm not even messing.
Nah. I think you're just like, he's a young lad that has talent just as much as Rico Lewis has talent. I know it's your rival and stuff, but you can't write off a lad's performance.
No, but
Like,
That's not me writing it off. That's me saying it's like.
it is though. If you're
No,
saying
it's not.
it's
How
a
is it?
standard. So, but you saying it's a standard Rico Lewis performance means it's nothing special, and
No, it's
Rico
not.
Lewis does
No.
it every week.
That's not what I mean at all. I mean,
I kind of see where Reese is
I mean-
coming at, because I think we've been here before with United fans.
it's the over hyping. I
Let
think
the- yeah.
I think it was I think it was an exceptional performance for an 18-year-old to do that. But bro, you're just not listening. You're arguing.
How am I not? Did I say a word?
Because you're like you're doing that.
Did I say a word?
Because you can tell. But I'm just saying.
I don't have to agree with everything you say, bro.
No,
That's
but-
what we're here
but
for.
I hadn't even finished saying.
Say it then.
I'm
You
saying-
have stopped halfway through this talk about me putting my head back. Finish what you're
I'm
saying.
more saying I regard Rico Lewis very highly in all of his performance, what he does as an 18-year-old player. And I'm saying that what Manu did is of that level. Do you know what I mean? He's on par with that. So that's not me in any way disregarding him.
I just think personally it's shallow when we're talking about one player.
I'm also
Okay.
It's
half
shallow
messing, bro.
to bring in
Another player in
like
comparison.
people we compare players all day long. I get it, but when we're just sitting here, you don't support United.
No.
You don't support United. I don't support United. It's shallow to bring in one of your players to be like, yeah, but my player does that every week. Yeah, maybe he does. All right, maybe he's even a better player. But that's not what we're talking about right now. Let the lad have his moment. He played well. He played good.
He did. No, he did.
You know what I mean?
I really liked this performance.
I was talking
actually
like-
really enjoyed
I
it.
was talking to Curtis about this on the day. Like he put up something on Instagram of Kobe and all
Yeah.
that. I was like, calm down, man. Just you know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But like, and then I actually went and watched the match, and the fella did
No,
very
I was
well.
watching it and I thought he
But
was the best player on the
if
park.
Saka has a good game, I don't sit here and think that. Yeah, but he's not as good as Salah.
No, but
It's
no,
like
that's
we're
different.
we're jumping. No,
That's what we're doing, bro.
But I'm just saying.
You
It-
put him in
it-
all-time Prem 11.
Let me get back. Let me get
That's
back
what
to
we're
it.
talking
How many
about here.
games has Kobe played?
One.
That's what I'm talking about. I just say let's see this. Let's see him do it, and again and again and again.
Okay.
You know, let's give him props for he had a great match. People have great matches.
Yeah.
I'm not here to hate on a player. I want these players. Oh, actually, I want everybody to do well.
Yeah.
Even my rivals, I don't want them to do well. You get me as
Yeah.
a fan, but like I'm not gonna wish on the downfall of somebody. You know, I'm not gonna wish.
Yeah.
You know, but
I
I'm just
think-
saying with Kobe, let him have a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth game before we start putting this pressure.
I totally agree with you, 100%. But I think our view on a player is sometimes warped by the fans that we dislike.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like,
Well-
so Kobe Manu has nothing got to do with what the fans have said about him.
Yeah.
He's a young
You still
lad
have to
that's-
regard what he did on the
That's
weekend.
played well. We
On his
all want
Premier
to see
League
young
debut,
lads play well and have good careers.
Brand
So
new,
what
yeah.
I'm just saying is, it's just let the fans be the fucking fans, bro. They're all annoying. I'm with you on that. I get it, but like, let the lad develop. Let him enjoy it. And I know that's what you're saying. Let him
Yeah,
have
yeah.
2, 3, 4 games,
Yeah.
but like, allow that to happen before we all sit here and have an argument over who's the better player.
No, that
You know what I mean?
I wasn't
Okay.
even trying to do that. I was just
Okay.
trying to, I'm just trying to
Yeah, no,
annoy
I
a
get
few
it,
people.
I get it, I get it,
Because you
I
know
get
to be like, oh, but he's.
I'm just trying to play the middle game. I'm just trying to talk about either a good performance or
No,
a
I
bad
was
performance.
then gonna say, like, I think that's one of the best performances I've seen from a player at his age in midfield, like for like his
Yeah.
for his full debut, like that's like you know how highly I regard Rico Lewis as a player.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
of
That's what I'm
course.
saying.
Well, so do I.
I'm
What-
saying,
I only said the
I'm
other
saying
week,
it's
like-
it's on par with like I
Yeah.
regard Rico Lewis as the best 18-year-old
Yeah.
in Premier League. So I'm saying that it's a good thing to be on
I
par
think
with
it's
him.
just exciting. I get excited when lads like that just come in and show the pace, like a Rico Lewis. Like, even you could argue Garnacho, but maybe not because he's got more game time. But like, lads show the pace of what they're capable versus where the club and the lads have been
I
at.
like watching lads like that, like a Rico Lewis or like a Manu. Like I like watching. That's my
Evan
favorite.
Ferguson,
Like
sorry,
no, but
just
I'm,
to say.
that's I feel like that's a different thing. I like watching them. These lads come in and they're not. What they're doing isn't. They're not. Like Rico Lewis, we've seen him score. We've seen him score once. And we've seen him get like 2 assists maybe. But that's not what everyone's drawn to.
Yeah.
It's what he's actually doing and where he's doing. Like you're like them two lads are playing in the midfield and they're completing all their passes and they're recovering the ball loads and they're showing this level of composure and calm at such a young age, and they're almost dictating how the team is playing, which is such a hard thing to do. So to do it at that age is like, it's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like that almost like we're talking about football intelligence here. We're not talking about like, oh, he's real good. He's a good finisher, or he's fast. Do you know what I mean? He's good at dribbling. It's like, these are the things that are almost looked past in football.
Do you reckon we're in an age now where the teams are like, we're seeing a lot of younger players step up and are starting to dictate the game? Like, for example, Bellingham. How old is he? 21, 20?
20.
To be playing for Real Madrid and at his level,
Their best player.
that's incredible.
He's probably the world's best player at the moment.
We're seeing it in Barcelona with Gavi. We're seeing all these young players that are actually starting to show, okay, this is how we're supposed
That's
to do
why,
it.
like, I actually agree. You said something, I don't think you said it on the pod, I don't know, I could be wrong, but where you were saying that these young players are almost getting a little bit too much game time.
100%.
I agree with in parts. The fan of me wants to see them play as many minutes as they'll allow, but my brain is telling me that, like, maybe you're depending on this lad a little bit too much.
I think why I see it is,
and I'm not saying this about Mania, but just in general.
it costs them in their careers. Like, I know it's all well and good having this young player who's so good and he does all this.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna cost Saka in his career. I think we've seen it's cost Rashford. You see the likes of Michael Owen and these players who were so good as a
Theo Walker.
Like these players who are
It's actually
exceptional.
Yeah.
I think Phil Foden, if he was fully let loose at 18, I think he would have been, Phil Foden's this and if he played every game for us, he'd be, Phil Foden's this and that. But I think we'd get to now and we just see a decline because his peak is so high at that age where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe what he's doing. But like now you look at him, his first full season of football, he was 21. Do you know what I mean? And he'd been in the squad for like 3-4 seasons before that.
Yeah.
And now he's finally got to this season and he's one of the first times in the team sheet and he's actually being like a solid, good player for us. And I think he'll now go on and peak at the likes 25, career. 26, 27, 28 and have a good long career with loads of titles and loads of good performances to back it up. I think the way, like, it's easy for me to just say because it's my team, but the way Pep has actually developed him, I think is the best way to develop these young players instead of putting all the pressure on them when they're still teenagers and still growing. Like, people my age going out and playing full seasons of football. Like, look at Gavi and Pedri. Like, the two of them lads have both now had really bad injuries in their career, which I think getting them at such a young age ends up costing you. Like, even Ousmane Dembele is a good example. He was young, playing loads of football all the time. Barcelona bought him, then he just raked up a load of injuries and it slowed his career right the way now.
I think, like, it does. Obviously, each player is different as well. Like, I agree with everything you said there, by the way. But I think, like for someone like a Bellingham, I agree that maybe he's having too much football at the moment. But at the same time, I can see Bellingham just in terms of his athleticism and his body type. I can see him being able to handle it.
No, 100%.
Some players can handle it.
There's the outliers. There's always the outliers.
People need to kind of manage these players a bit more. Like Saka, I think Saka's a sicko. I know people kind of give and take here and there, but he's also, you look at him, he's a bit smaller.
Yeah.
He's a little bit more brittle than some players that like a Bellingham would be. So
Can I take the conversation away from the player and onto the team?
Yeah.
Because I think, like with Phil Foden, I think Pep was able to afford to do that with him.
Yeah, of course.
You get me? Like, I'm not trying to make up excuses and stuff like that.
No, you're right.
But if you look at Saka at Arsenal, Rashford at United, who could do their job better than both of them in those teams? You know.
But I also just think I don't know.
By the way, but I think
I agree. I think
you shouldn't I just don't think the pressure should be put on them in them situations.
Yeah,
but
I think as a football club, you're able to go and buy Like you could have, you did. You bought a right winger for 80 million than Nicolas Pepe, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
But you still there was still a player there, and you could have went and bought in the seasons where Saka did come in and start being the main man.
And I'm not
you could have
making
then bought
up excuses for
there
those
could have been
players.
I agree. No,
because I think
agree.
like in like Foden's scenario, for example, like there was players brought in like Mahrez, for example, was brought in after Foden had already broken in, because he broke in 2017. Like he was young, he was 18,
that's true, yeah.
youngest player to ever win the Premier League. But it's like he broke in, but he was never all the way in.
He wasn't the man.
It was just like, just wait, be patient, don't go on loan, develop around the best, like some of the best players of all time in this position. Like De Bruyne was there, David Silva was there at the time. You obviously have Bernardo Silva's there at the time, and then like in terms of wingers, like Raheem Sterling was there at the peak of his powers. Leroy Sané was there. Mara, do you know what I mean? All these players to soak up what they're good at and learn from, to then like kick on and be the great player that I think you will be.
I think that's when the business of football kind of really shines through as well, though, because at the end of the day, football is a business, and I'd love to be able to say every club has the ability to be able to nurture every single player the way they should be nurtured, but it's a simple fact of like they don't, and sometimes clubs just need players to play, and like it's nice for us to be able to sit here and be like, our club should be buying fucking someone else, but then at the end of the day, from the top down to the bottom, they're like, yeah, well, I don't want to spend 60 million so someone can sit on the bench, play him, he's there, let's go. Like, and that's sometimes they're the types of people that make these decisions. Like, there's, like we said, some clubs that can afford to make these small kind of transitions and buy a player in, or not even buy a player in, but have someone else that's at the club already to play them. But then it's a demanding sport, it's a demanding business. They want to keep, most clubs want to keep costs down at any means possible. You know what I mean? So for someone that's not a football brain, or maybe might not be hands-on or on the pitch like a Arteta or like a Pep, it's easy to just say, well, play him. He's there. Oh yeah, but his leg might break, his ACL might go. Right, well then we'll fix that problem when we come to it.
Yeah.
And that's like, that is the football world. Like, it's tough, like, but some people just don't care. That's
sometimes I just worry for some young players and how shit's gonna go from. Like, there's one I just think is, I no matter how much I can never agree with how it was handled. Like, I know it's nothing too major or anything, but see, your man Ethan Nwaneri, who made his debut for you last season, what the fuck was the point? Like, that young lad is 15. He was brought on in the last 3 minutes of the game to be the youngest Prem player ever, and he hasn't been looked at once since. Do you know how? Do you not
think Arteta wanted that, though?
I think that's so selfish. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like in terms
it does
of
a lot for confidence,
but in terms of his head now, right?
His headspace.
He's been thrown all the way up to the highest level at Arsenal and brought right back down. He had to go back to school. He's had to go back to school. But now he has all this pressure on him as the youngest player I've ever played in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean?
But also on yours, I agree with what you're saying, but I'm also looking at another reason for it is like that fella, City and Chelsea were on
him.
You were on him, like, and we've seen it happen. Like, they took Omari Hardwick away from us, and Chelsea took him away from us, and then I'm not gonna say he flopped, but like, it didn't work out for him.
Fizzled out.
What, the one that just went?
Yeah.
The young fella with the blonde.
Yeah.
He's playing at Cardiff or Ipswich, and he's scoring goals for them.
Yes. Where is he playing?
Yeah.
But But this one, but more what I'm saying is,
but I think the fact that we kind of gave him those minutes is just to, again, not to sweeten him, but to say like we have you in mind.
That.
We have you in mind in that type of way.
15 is so young. Like that young fella had to go back to school on the Monday, and
which is crazy.
Has to deal with all the attention of being this. Oh, you play for Arsenal. You play for Arsenal's first team, and he doesn't get another. We're probably a year later since that day, and he hasn't got another first team minute, has he? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's. But there's been plenty of Carabao Cup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the game's gone mad though, in the sense of like, some people look at 28-year-olds playing the Prem now as old players.
No way.
Yeah.
And it's like the game has gone mad in that
And
sense.
the peak is now 25.
Yeah,
Your peak isn't. No. Your peak is.
people say the peak.
People are saying the peak is 25,
Yeah,
26
people are-
for midfielders. isn't it?
You look at players. Players are always their best from 27, 28, 29, 30.
I think it's really nice when you get to see a player be that age and in the Prem, because I think it shows a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I think the maturity shows on the pitch. Like,
Yeah, I honestly
And-
think that's
yeah.
what we'll see with Foden. I do think that's because I know everyone is like, oh, he's still not the man. Yeah, he has. Who's in front of
can't
him?
wait. Not in a bad way now or nothing, but I can't wait until Foden hits the years where he starts to rely less on like his. I don't want to say pace, but you know when a player gets to a stage where
That's
they can find space, they
the,
can find
the
channels.
intelligent.
Because he's a super intelligent player, but he's able to exploit those gaps himself now.
Yeah,
Where when he gets a little bit older, and he can exploit the gaps by feeding other players. And like,
But do you
I'm
know-
looking
have
forward
you,
to
like,
that stage.
I don't know. Like when I watch him now, he's a completely different player than he was when he broke it. When he broke in, he was this boom, explosive, go player,
yeah.
beat his man. But now he's slowed
coming
down.
back
He's
to it.
slowed down.
He's
I
slowing
know. I
down
think he's more of an intelligent player now. He does more things in the most important area of the pitch, like in that like final third, and like, do you know what I mean? He's able to just. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to explain, but like it's just the little things that he does now. It's not the big superlatives that you get all the praise for it. He scored a goal. It's what he's actually doing. Like he's had a good season as well. I don't know where
Is he starting most of your games, right?
I think he started every game in the Prem.
On
bar
the
one.
right,
Yeah.
He's like, here's the thing. He's one of our starters, and he's probably been like one of our best players this season.
Speaking of young players, though, what do we all think of Elise's goal? It's a sicko, isn't
I
he?
love that. I love that fella so much. But no, I think we're disregarding another goal first. Was scored by youngster Garnacho.
Oh no, we've kind of talked about it though already. Well, we didn't go into it, but
that's
like,
we mentioned it. But I think
understood is not
I
to
think
say.
we overshadow Elise's goal.
Yeah,
We're going straight to Garnacho. Like, Elise's goal was
First game back from injury. I
Straight away.
love that fella so
he's a
much.
sicko, isn't he?
I love him.
He's
I
a
love him.
sicko. And you don't necessarily have a right man, really, this.
Bro,
You want him at the
I
club,
want
don't
him
you?
so bad.
Yeah, he wants
I
him.
love-
He wants
So say you pick him up. Where does Foden go?
bro, there's nowhere Phil Foden should be playing than in the midfield.
Yeah,
The one game that Foden played in midfield, like for us this season, was his best performance. One of his best for the club.
In the
And then
Against-
who leaves that? Who does he
we
kick
have
out?
to look at the midfield. It's going to change. We're getting to the point now. I don't know what's going to happen with De Bruyne, but we're getting to a state like there is spaces freeing up in that midfield because Kovacic and Nunes have came in and they've not really stamped. They've not.
Forgot about Nunes, man.
They've not stamped their position and took it for themselves. The starting players in there have been Via Bernardo, obviously is Bernardo.
Yeah.
But it's like Alvarez is playing in there a lot. And it's like it feels, for me anyways, that right now with obviously De Bruyne being out and them lads not coming in and really stamping their mark, and obviously it's their fourth season, so I feel like there is that space opening up in the midfield where there is gonna he is gonna be able to take it.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I was just laughing, sorry, I'm not slagging or anything, but I was just laughing the way we talked about Elise's goal and we went straight back to talking about season.
We overregard.
Yeah.
No, 100%. Like Elise, I think no one in the Prem talks about him near enough as they should.
I think we haven't seen. I think when he gets, like you're saying about Foden having that full season of ball, I think when we get to see Elise having a full season of ball, you get to see if there's any potholes more so than we are now. You know that way.
Yeah.
But
Is he
first
23
game
years
back,
old? How old is this?
Huh?
How old is he? 23?
Elise?
21, 22, no?
Younger. 20. I'd
Is
say.
he?
19,
Let me check
20.
now.
He's young. I swear he was like 18 when they signed him, or 19 when they signed him.
He was born in... Oh, he's 21.
He's
He's
21.
21.
I think I might be thinking of his Eze, who might be 23.
Eze is 20
Yeah.
fucking 5, bro.
Eze
25.
is 25, bro.
Yeah.
Is he the one that Chelsea wanted?
Is it?
Elise, yeah. We
Elise,
were
Elise,
both
yeah.
in for Elise.
Was it
Yeah.
Elise? No, remember in the summer, Chelsea were about to buy a Crystal Palace player, literally about to sign it, and then something happened.
Elise got
Was it
his
Elise,
knee
was it?
injury because it was between us and Chelsea were in for. I remember in the summer. I remember saying it and being like, oh come on, because it was before we signed Docu, and I was like, come on, please.
Yeah.
And then I said that you'd chosen Chelsea, and I was like, all right, fuck you. And then he did his ACL. It wasn't his ACL. But he got a bad knee injury.
Yeah.
But that fella,
Come here, before we get on to Garnacho, Evan Ferguson bagging again.
he's so good at that finish. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That little when he's just outside the
He just
box
wraps
and he
it.
just passes
Very
it into
Harry
the corner.
Kane-esque, isn't he?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a hard
Very
finish.
Harry
Yeah.
Kane-esque. See, he equalled Wayne Rooney's
Most goals scored by a teenager
in a calendar year. Yeah, he equalled that
Was that this week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
after that goal. Yeah.
And he signed a contract as well.
A new contract again. That was very quick after the last one. I'm
Yeah.
delighted for him.
For the money, 100 million price tag going
Yeah,
right on his
yeah.
forehead.
I'd love to see if there's any.
If we're going for him,
No.
I don't even know.
What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, bro.
Release clause.
Oh, no. Doubt it. Well, Brighton wouldn't want to put in a release clause. They want to get as much money as they can on when it comes to the day. They're very smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If they
where'd you
put
think he go? Or does he go?
he goes. I don't know if it's the summer, but he goes. I don't know, though. It's hard to say. Spurs. Yeah, actually.
Spurs
I
if
think
they'll
about it.
spend.
Yeah, I think
If they spend, like,
if Spurs finish in the top 4,
Spurs don't spend like that, bro.
doesn't matter, bro. Times change. Arsenal didn't spend like that when they spent 100 million this summer. Do you know what I mean? Like Hughes didn't, let's say, spend like that until you bought. Who was it that like Nunez was 100 million euros? Do you know what I mean? Like that wasn't a thing for Liverpool. It's just hour and hour it comes. Do you know what I mean?
We've spent before.
No, but
Heavy.
you just spent money, but Spurs have spent a lot of money as well. Do you know what I mean? Just because they don't spend it in big
Is it the
chunks.
right place for him to go?
I think so. I actually do. If he
I
goes
think
in,
it's definitely a good
let's
step
say,
up.
let's say if right
But like I can't write off him going abroad either.
to who?
To who?
Madrid? No.
Germany?
No.
Madrid need a striker.
But say for
That would be class. Imagine.
but it would be sick. But say for example, say Harry Kane, I don't know, went back to Spurs. Let's say
Bayern.
Bayern need a striker.
I could see him going to
He
Dortmund
fits the bill. Dortmund are known for picking up young talents.
Yeah.
Like you can't write off.
But
And Brighton as well.
I can see Dortmund. more.
Brighton are clever.
Yeah.
So I could see them wanting to sell outside the league.
Yeah, but
obviously they've sold to win inside the league, basically to fucking everybody. But it's like I can't write him off going
The
abroad.
thing I
either.
see with Ferguson is they're gonna put a big price tag on him, and the people who are really seeing him are the Prem teams. So I think when it comes to the day where he used to be bought, I think it will be a Prem team.
Yeah, I
But,
don't
like,
disagree.
Look at this
but
scenario.
I'm
Like,
just saying I can't write it
can you
off.
not see the scenario where we get to January and Madison's back and everyone and they go and buy like Ferguson? It's such a good project, then, isn't it?
Like, yeah.
Okay.
But
How
like, for
big? How
example,
big do you think his ceiling is?
Oh, I think it's
bro, as big as it needs to be.
size of
And that's not me just being biased, but like, he's annoying.
So okay, I think he has.
Lions are
I
hard.
think he has a big
Okay.
future. Okay, it might be the Arsenal in me, but is Spurs the right place for him to go?
Why not?
I think if he goes to Spurs, I think that's not even like there's a lot more steps in his career.
I want to see this fella win.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I just want to see him have a good Premier League career. Like we're
Premier
talking
League
about,
career?
we're talking about Harry Kane having been one of the best players that's ever played in the Premier League, and he never won a trophy. So what would be the problem? Like, would anyone here have a problem with Evan Ferguson being that player?
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
But I'd like to see him be a winner.
yeah, but
You get me?
what winner is gonna buy him in the summer? What
What
team?
winner?
Like what team that?
I can't see him going to Chelsea because I think he's a clever lad.
Yeah.
I think he would oversee that, hindering his career a little bit too much. I could see him going to Spurs. I could see Arsenal picking him up, but I don't think you would.
I don't think we will.
I don't think you would spend on him like
I'd,
that.
I'd rather him over Tony.
Yeah, of course. But I don't think. I don't think you would go for
I
him.
think Arsenal need the finished product now. They don't need a.
No, yeah.
You don't need another youngster.
Look,
There's too many.
I think that's what they need. Saying that, I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta went out and bought another young player like that.
It wouldn't.
But you just don't need it. Like, you need a Tony. You need a Watkins. You need someone that's like, right, let's go.
Scout to him.
You know what it is? It's just that those names just aren't flashy. Maybe it's what we need,
So
but it's just not flashy.
Who is it that you would... Now,
In the perfect world, they'll
don't
move
be
up.
humble. Don't be humble here.
Osimhen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Smelly. He's gonna stink up the gaff. He comes to Prem. 100%.
You don't think he's a good player?
He's a good player. Comes to the Prem, he's gonna stink up the gaff.
You think he's Nicholas Jackson?
Yep. He's not. I just.
Actually, wait.
I don't
Nicholas
know.
Jackson? Really?
I don't know, boy.
Jackson?
I just look at Osimhen and I
Yeah.
think there is a smell of a flop off him.
I get what
Do
you
know what I
mean. I
mean?
get what you mean.
He just doesn't look like he could do it in the Prem.
Mm.
I just don't think so. I don't know why, but I just feel like that couldn't have come to the Prem and we'd get to the end of the season, you have like 6 goals or something.
I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, Sam. Maybe it's the transition for like Italian
Italian
football.
is so different.
They got spent
I watched
100 mil
I
or
watched
something
the
like that,
watched the Inter and Juve game on the weekend and it's so open. It is so open. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of transitions.
But anyway, Garnacho's goal, best
overhead of all time.
we've ever seen.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
I had to watch it again. The
I
hater,
think everyone watched it a few
the hater in
times.
me wanted to say no.
Yeah.
Rooney's is better. Rooney's is better, but it's the run.
It's
that he
it's the run like towards the ball
Yeah.
away from goal.
Yeah.
And the fact that it goes like you see I watched loads of overhead kicks since it happened. And all of them have this same theme of going per like straight back. Whereas and the keeper's like dead centre in the goal, so it's like
Yeah.
if a keeper's better positioned, but I don't think any keeper in the world was getting that. No, like that's right. It's like in the corner from that side of the goal. It's nuts.
Like Ronaldo, obviously sick.
Buffon's flat footed.
Gareth Bale.
Get Bale, yeah.
I think Bale is
foil?
the close second. Yeah.
Even Kahn's goal we were talking about earlier on for Liverpool, the tech on it was sick, but I don't think it gets there.
Andy
Even
Carroll.
I don't, you wouldn't know, but do you remember Trevor Sinclair's overhead kick? No.
No.
Something worth YouTube, and it was a fucking sick one. It gets up there, but I don't think I've seen tech like being able to come back on it,
Yeah.
hit a cross goal, perfectly lace it
2
in the
minutes.
middle of the air
It
and
just
shot at it.
shows.
You know when you see some players and they go and they throw a leg, but they kind of fall back. This fella jumped and boom.
It was athletic, wasn't it?
I cannot
Yeah.
believe he scored that goal.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, sorry, go on.
like
but
that is like the technique on that is stupid
by the way, though, I
good.
don't want to move on too quickly, but Sterling's free kick,
That knuckle dust. What's it?
knuckleball,
Yeah.
little.
That's
OG
like that's a top finish.
Ronaldo.
Like that is a top
Where's
finish.
that come from? I haven't seen him hit free kicks like that.
Sterling has
frustration being at
Sterling,
Chelsea.
Sterling has a Sterling has a free kick in him, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
I saw when I saw that, I tuned in for the Chelsea game a little bit, and then I tuned out, and then 4-1.
Back to the Chelsea game.
Yeah. Here, Gordon, underrated or perfectly rated?
Underrated.
Last season he was overrated. Everyone's like, why Gordon?
Yeah.
I think he might be perfectly rated right now.
Right now.
I think
There's
he's
something about that Newcastle team. It's just like
Yeah.
weird.
it's just what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think Anthony Gordon's a better player than Cole Palmer.
Actually, can we talk about this? Because like
I don't think that's a bad show.
I
Because you know,
don't-
like
yeah.
the whole
Speak.
like you heard me say it when Cole Palmer was with us. Like he's an alright player, but he's not like he isn't what everyone is letting on. Like especially like the fact that people are like I've seen people putting him in the same conversation. I heard the stupid thing. I don't know where it was from. Someone was saying that Cole Palmer is doing more than Phil Foden was at his age. Do you know how dumb that actually is? Cole Palmer.
No, do you know who that was? That was man off the club. What's his name? The Chelsea.
No,
fan.
it wasn't.
I've
It
heard
So
a
wasn't.
few
I
of these
was
type of
only
takes.
listening to him today, and he was saying, "Do you reckon Pep is looking back at Cole Palmer and being like, why did I sell him? Because right now he's doing more at Chelsea than Foden is doing." And I was
Foden,
like,
when he was
"Yeah."
21, got us the Champions League final.
Yeah,
And Palmer scored 4 penalties. And he's...
yeah. I think
he's been, like-
Cole Palmer though is one of those players that, like, wasn't he like top goal scorer in the Premier League too when he was in it and stuff like
Yeah,
that? And
yeah.
it's like, he doesn't look like a mad goal scorer, but
Mm-hmm.
we've seen a glimpse of what he's good at is slotting pens. You know what I mean?
No, but look,
He slots
I'll
them.
give Cole Palmer his regard. He's
a good
that
player.
left foot is unbelievable. Like he has, I think he has that finesse little
Yeah.
cut in on. He's like an Anthony or something. I'm not trying to say he's like.
No,
this,
I know what you mean,
but
I
I
know what
mean,
you mean.
like I think like he's the same age as Doku.
Yeah.
Come on, there's such
But Gordon
Gordon is
put it up to Doku. I'm not saying he's a better player or anything like that, but I could see stats wise and stuff like that. I can see Anthony Gordon have a stronger season than Cole Palmer.
100%.
Like if you put Gordon on pens the same way,
But you not think it's also because that Newcastle team, they just like work well.
They
work
don't.
well.
They don't though. They're very up and down at the moment.
I see them being
Like more than
that
Chelsea.
squad,
That's
though.
what.
More than Chelsea.
Like with Chelsea, Chelsea are bad.
The only thing
And
I'll say
then-
about the Newcastle squad is like it looks like that squad that there's so many players in that squad that I can see leaving over the next year or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're playing well.
Leaving for better players or leaving?
leaving from
Yeah, the better player getting better players in.
Yo, yeah.
Like what's your man's name, Lascelles, and
Yeah.
even look, I know people rate Joe Linton. I know, I get it. He's the big man.
But he's not the future.
He's not the future, bro. They're gonna want a
I
better
actually
player in there.
really like Joe Linton.
I get you like him, but if you're talking about Newcastle want to win the Premier League,
Do you not
Yeah.
like the midfield of Tonali, Guimaraes and Joe Linton? Like I think that's like it's up there in terms of the Prem midfields.
Tonali, Guimaraes.
no, I don't
Joe-
think so. No,
But see,
Tonali and Guimaraes are like top 6 centre mids easy.
Gamares has done it. I don't think from what we've seen of Tonali. By the way, you heard me talk about him before he came to the Prem. I love Tonali. He's one of my favourite players.
yes.
He hasn't done it when
Yeah.
he's been on the pitch.
We only seen like what three games.
We've seen a whole pre-season and 3 games.
Yeah, but that's. But I remember that game against Villa. Unbelievable he was. His debut was tops, and they beat them 5. Remember how good he was? Remember the,
Yeah, look,
remember the chances
I'm
he was
not-
creating and
I'm
the way he
just
was
saying,
knocking it.
I don't think Tonali is not like Tonali or Gamares is not the players in that squad that I think are going to change.
No, yeah, but that's, I'm more just saying. Look, I actually think.
I'm not saying Joe Linton is going to leave either. He could be one of the players that stays around, but I definitely 100% think that the board is looking at Joe Linton being like he's replaceable for a better player.
Yeah.
I'd say-
So
A few other players first, but like Joe Linton is not the player with Sven Botman, Tonali, Gamares, Gordon, Isaac.
Staff. No, I'm joking.
No, but like he's not part of that bunch.
Yeah.
So I think I think Newcastle are in that stage. You know, before maybe the Mancini stage that City had.
That's the buzz I get off it.
That's what it's just
That's
like.
what I get off it. 100%.
Because these
the-
players are working well together. Some of them
Yeah.
are balling. It's like real hustle and grind. But that real team,
Yeah.
It's just brilliant, isn't it?
yeah.
I just think, there's just a combination of good and average. in the team, but they're all working together.
Good average and good, and those average players have heart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Like the regard, like there's some things you heard about Longstaff is a bit mad, isn't it? Like it actually is.
I think they're just local fans cheering on a local boy, and I think that gets smoke thrown up in the air a little bit. He's not bad. I suppose Jordan Henderson is bleeding Geordie a little bit as well, isn't he?
He's a Geordie.
Yeah, he's from Sunderland or whatever. But it's a similar type of buzz, but maybe not even as much as that. He's just the player that gets about. He's likeable. If you're a Newcastle fan, he's very likeable.
Like
So
Dan Bourne.
Yeah,
Dan, but do you know
he's
what?
like
Dan
that.
Bourne is good.
Oh man, he did well in the Champions League.
He actually is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Here, do you know what though? I bet you Newcastle wish they didn't sell Ivan Toney now.
Yeah, it's hard to say, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm sure they wish they didn't sell Gini Wijnaldum as well. Do you know
No,
what?
but they got a good price for Ginny Wijnaldum. They sold Toney
much-
to
how much?
Peterborough for like 600k or something.
Yeah.
600k. How much did they get for Wijnaldum?
Ginny, I think we paid like 35 or something for him.
really?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but like Ginny was a Prem competing player
yeah.
when he left the club. But like they obviously have Isaac or whatever. Did you see that fucking downer of what's that one with fucking your man Tom Garrett? Pittside
Yeah, on Louis, yeah.
said that he thinks
Oh yeah.
he thinks Alexander Isak is gonna win a Ballon d'Or quicker than Haaland will.
That's actually so bad. Isn't it?
So warped, bro. That is warped. But look, anyway, I have a few more things before we get on to predictions. But two more for staying on Chelsea game is the Thiago Mir and James's red card.
I didn't even. Oh, James's red card's just stupid.
James was just like,
That's just
From the
stupid.
height that he came back at, and then straight to getting fucking double booked.
Some club captain.
Maybe you're putting Omen on him.
I
Pick
saw-
him last
the-
week.
I saw
The greatest right back of all time.
I saw someone comment there. He hasn't played 3 matches in a row since 2021.
2021.
No way.
Yeah. Not once.
3
That's
matches in
men.
a row.
But like to be fair, the fella's so good when he's on the pitch. But
Yeah, yeah.
fuck
That's
me.
why I picked him.
But Thiago had a mirror. Did you not see it?
Oh man,
Which is rare for him. He's so solid normally.
he had 2 of them. No.
What was the second one? The one for the goal.
The one for a goal and the one on the side.
I seen the one on the side, but I didn't actually see the full clip because it wasn't in the highlights.
What's the bit on the side?
There's like one where he just like completely just lost the ball.
You're like,
Oh, really?
you're like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Like, what were you actually trying
What
to
were
do?
you trying to do?
Yeah.
No, I only seen the one for the goal where he went. It's like, you know when you go to do something and then your brain goes, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
But it takes longer for that to get to your foot. Yeah, it looked like he went, at least, but he just
Was that the
fucked it.
second goal or was that the?
That was the second goal.
Then it just went downhill.
Because that was Joe Linton's goal. Yeah, it was Joe Linton's goal. Or third maybe. But Villa working away up the board. Villa gone up to fourth.
Spurs are so unlucky against Villa.
Villa
My
gone
God.
up to fourth. They're doing well,
They
man.
have the same amount of points as you, don't they?
No.
Did they not?
No.
Or they've 1 point less?
Yeah, no. They're not on the same amount of points as us.
Are they not?
And you and
Thought the same points, but you was better goal difference.
see the thing
They
with
are.
Villa.
That's
Yeah,
how you have the
yeah,
point
yeah,
as you
yeah. I
was.
thought it was a point off.
Villa are good. Emery's good, but do they have that little bit of extra, like that little bit of something that?
No, I
What's
think
it?
they're going to have a good season.
Yeah,
I think they're going to have a good season, and I think the fans are going to be very happy with how it finishes up.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's the what's that called? Like
romanticizing.
yeah, you're romanticizing being like, you know, a Leicester or something like that. I think
Yeah.
they're gonna see some tough games that
I
they won't be able to see through.
think they're going to win the Conference League.
Yeah, I can see them doing that definitely.
But
That's what I'm saying. The fans are gonna be happy with the season, but
based off what
That's a
you've-
bit easy to say because like Emery is a proven winner of these European Cups.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Based on what you've seen so far, who's their top 4 now? End of the season.
Um,
It's a lot harder now, isn't it?
when does Van de Ven come back?
Don't know, probably a month.
Because I know Madison's back in January.
Yeah, I think they're back around the same time.
So
But at that point, Basuma goes and Sarr goes and Son goes in January for a few games.
yeah, true. Yeah, I think it's gonna be tough for them. And you know what? You also can't write off is fucking Man United keep on picking up points, man.
Yeah.
They're sixth now.
They're
At the moment.
a form team.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a tough one. I already hate this season. Like I'm enjoying it,
yeah.
but I hate it in terms of the. You know when it gets so congested, it just makes me stressed. Bro.
Yeah, it stresses me.
It makes
now.
me stress. I'm looking at every game.
Yeah, you're like, can you not do your job? Can you
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
like-
yeah, bro. Like, just can the good teams win and the
Yeah.
bad teams lose, please?
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But I don't know. I still think City are gonna do it. Yeah.
Damn straight.
I think it's gonna be between. I think it's gonna be between Arsenal and Liverpool second.
You weren't saying that at the start of the year.
I said Spurs.
No, you didn't. You didn't put us in the top 4.
I put you fourth.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs.
Wait. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs. No. You put
I
us
said
fourth.
City, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I put you top 4. But I think it's going to be City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs. No, the opposite. Just changing Spurs and Arsenal. But at the same time, if Spurs don't make it there, I also wouldn't be shocked.
To see.
Yeah, I know
Take
that
it,
sounds. I don't like. But they're picking up.
United will. They're scrappy.
Yeah.
They will find some.
And this same shit happened last year, bro.
That's what I was just about to say.
Same shit happened last year.
I think United are just going to kick on now.
Yeah, same shit happened last year. And who finished with 5th?
Villa.
Villa?
Well,
5th or 6th.
Oh, because you know,
Cause
it's like
Fifth
6th.
get Champions League.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
What? Champions
Fifth get
League?
Champions League.
And also, did you see if Nice and United both get automatic qualification to the Champions League, that one of them gets banned?
They get automatic.
Qualification to the Champions League or Europe, one of them gets banned
It's
because of
What banned? Like
not banned
yeah,
from the
they just
competition.
can't
They
compete,
can't.
yeah.
They can't.
Why?
Play. Something got to do with your man Jim Radcliffe, being the owner.
UEFA's ruling, but I think it's the same with us and Girona,
Does Jim Radcliffe?
because Girona are owned by the CFG as well. So are we and Girona are fucking what?
Oh,
Like
really? Yeah.
4th or something in the league.
Well,
Are
obviously you
they
are
first
going
or
to take
second?
it. Girona won't get in.
But what do you do? Like
Who decides that?
UEFA, I'm sure. I think it's where Girona. Oh, Girona's drew last night, so they're second. They're where's their 4th?
Yeah.
Atletico are 3rd.
Yeah,
But they're
Real
like-
first.
Real Madrid are only ahead on goal difference from Girona.
But it's been moving around every week. It's
But
been
they've
changing.
been consistently in the top 3, I think. But it'll all go down to who finishes higher.
Yeah.
And then I think after who finishes higher is who has the better goal difference. And, do you know what I mean?
So you're going first.
Yeah.
Who's gone second?
I'll go second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grand. What are the teams?
Arsenal, Wolves.
Jeez, Wolves as well. They had an unlucky weekend, right? 3-2.
Yeah,
Last
three penalties.
I'm going Arsenal 3-1.
I'm saying 1-0 Arsenal.
2-1 Arsenal.
Brentford, Luton.
Luton or
Flying.
yeah.
How did Palace get beat by them?
Palace got bet. Oh yeah,
By
they
Luton.
did, didn't they?
They got bet 2-1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first home then.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the score for Luton last time? Was it 2-0?
What?
Their last game there.
2-1.
2-1 against Palace. Palace are strong.
Luton
strong
are out
as
of
well.
bottom 3.
Yeah.
Uh,
Forest in bottom right now.
Brentford
No.
2-1.
Sheffield, Everton, and Burnley.
2-1 Brentford.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'll go. I'll just stick to it. 1-0 Brentford.
1-1.
1-0. By the way, I just remember this popped into my head. You got the. I know I got the United show. You got. Who drew the other week? You got fucking. You got some weird one, right?
Yeah?
The other week, yeah, you got 3 points for some weird show the other week.
Oh,
Some
sweet.
draw. Sorry.
Burnley, Sheffield United.
Burnley, Sheffield. Who's first?
Me, Burnley, Sheffield. The win's going to Burnley. Ugh. 1-0.
1-0 Burnley.
Yeah, Sheffield are doing
Gemma's
bad.
not out there. Weird.
Yeah, fuck. The door
I'm going Sheffield.
Sheffield.
Yeah, I'm going Sheffield. 1-0.
The opposite of me.
2-1 Sheffield United.
2-1 Sheffield. Forest Everton.
I'm going Forest.
Oh, my
That
stomach.
hillbilly's not agreeing.
Oh.
2-1. Who Forest? Who?
First Everton.
Everton.
2-1. 2-1 Forest.
2-1 Forest. I'm
Yeah.
going 2-0 Everton.
2-1 Everton.
It was the big one of the weekend. No, City Sports.
City
City
Sports.
Sports, yeah. Newcastle United. Newcastle at home.
Newcastle United.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bit of a battle. Let's go 2-2
So I'd say 3-1 Newcastle.
against the most informed team in the league.
Yeah. And probably the hardest stadium to go to in the league.
What did you say, Ron?
2-0.
What did you say?
3-1.
Oh, fuck.
What were you going to say? 3-1?
3-1, yeah. 4-2 Newcastle.
Oh, that's you know what? That's actually not a bad score.
Is that a
We never
Saturday- is that a
really
Saturday
have
game?
Rogue shouts like that.
4-2.
Is that a Saturday game, is it?
Saturday 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8
Yeah.
o'clock?
I love
Yeah.
one of them with you. I
Yeah.
fucking love one of them.
Bournemouth Villa.
Jeez.
Bournemouth are a weird team to play, aren't they?
Villa are also weird that way, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2... Villa with 2 goals. Bournemouth with 2-1 Villa.
Yeah. I'll say 2-0 Villa.
1-all.
Chelsea Brighton.
We actually haven't watched Brighton in ages. When's the last time we watched Brighton? Yeah.
I haven't watched them.
I haven't watched them in ages. Like,
No,
I feel like
I
they're just never on the telly
Yeah.
for like.
They always have 3 o'clock kickoffs.
Yeah.
2-1 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. Chelsea are such a shit team to watch.
But
aren't
then-
they? Not watch, but
Yeah.
like just to back on it.
Yeah.
As soon as you think they're gonna do well, it's just.
Yeah.
I got 1-0. No, 1-0.
2-all.
2-0. Yeah.
The draw was, I was thinking when I said it, I was like, I
Yeah.
can't go back.
Two good teams. Like,
Yeah.
they'll play well against each other.
Yeah. Liverpool Fulham.
2-0 Liverpool. No, 3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah. I'll go 2-0.
3-1.
Yeah.
I don't even agree with that. You know,
What was it? Went to?
3-0.
West Ham Palace.
Let's go 3-2 West Ham.
2-0 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham.
And then the Lou.
Who's home?
City.
City Spurs. By the way, you know the
3-1 City.
sorry, 3-1 City.
Yeah.
You know the Spurs board, like the thing that's on the logo.
Yeah.
Cockerel.
Is it?
I think so, yeah.
I thought it was an ostrich.
No, I think it's a cockerel.
Is it?
Yeah. Like a
Um,
chicken, like, do you know what I mean?
so, what you was have a boat on yours?
Yeah, it's like a ship. That's what Manchester used to be in. The United have one on it as well.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, look at United's crest there. Top off the top of it. Same ship.
Oh.
Oh, I thought that was just the devil's hat.
No. Devil's hat.
Right, Man City Spurs. What you say?
3-1.
Oh, that's what I wanted.
Same.
2-0 City.
4-1 City.
4-1 City.
Spurs will go make it 1-1 and then we'll beat them in the second half.
Let's Spurs rack up all these losses now.
Yeah. Can you remember last week we said we get a bonus point for
Something, right?
the highest goal scored in the game?
Yeah.
Can you remember what you said?
I swear I said
Was it highest goals or the
Newcastle Chelsea, did I? I don't know.
was it highest goals or was it
Highest
most goals in a match?
Most goals in a game.
Yeah.
Well, it's a draw between Fulham Wolves and Newcastle Chelsea.
I thought I said Newcastle.
Oh no!
I think I
and
said Newcastle.
Forest Brighton.
Did I say Newcastle?
I think I said Newcastle Chelsea and I was like, it doesn't make sense because I had Newcastle losing.
I thought I said that.
Oh boy, I say just scrapping whoever wins gets the point. I think I said West Ham Burnley, so I lost anyway.
I think I did say, I don't fucking know though. I might be just saying that just
Yeah.
because now, do you know what I mean?
But yeah, that's it. Podcast. Thanks for coming again.
Yeah.
And we'll see you again next week.
Next week.
Hey.
Go on.